Okay.
Oh, thank you. My name is Somu from Bahrain. I'm also Tamilian.
Yeah, this is Shrekanth. Welcome to this session. Mandala session, 48 days Mandala session on diet. So we have a handful of participants. So let's go ahead and introduce each other. So I request you all to switch on your cameras and get on the grid view so that everyone can see each other. And it's going to be a nice feeling. Although it's going to be a virtual session, we'll at least be left over with a feeling that, okay, we can see the other person there and introduce ourselves. So this is Shrekanth, and he's Dr. Padayal Siva Kumar. He's the one who has conceptualized the 48 days Mandala program. So over to you, Somu. You can start introducing yourself.
Yeah, my name is Somu. I'm from Bahrain. I'm living here almost 22 years. I have seen Shrekanth, and I tried your all other things. I watched many videos of you, but I'm new to Padayal Shiva. Recently, I came through, but it's nice. So many years we consume non-veggies, and my body, wanted to have something natural. I could feel it, but the controlling myself, it is difficult. So let's start this. I was planning it, but this is a good opportunity. I tried through, having through YouTube and all, but couldn't continue. I hope I could continue with Mr. Padayal Siva, Dr. Padayal Siva, and have a good life. Thank you. But I would like to have in Tamil session, as you said, I need to have the record better to know in mother tongue.
Certainly. So we have this Tamil session video, which is already there on my YouTube channel. It's gone live.
Okay.
It's already available. So you can view that in Tamil. So this is a session exclusively for people who do not understand Tamil. And so we have decided to go ahead, with English, so that's how it is.
Hi,
so
Shrekanth.
Next, hi.
Hi, this is Edupundalu Nandela from Andhra Pradesh. Completed post-graduation. Of course, I left my job and now I am doing natural farming. Of course, it's a cow-based natural farming. I have been wonder RG sir and Padayal sir doing no oil, no boil. I want to learn more about that. So that's the reason I too have interest to do Mandala session and program participate. So I thank RG sir, Shrekanth sir and Padayal sir. Thank you so much. I'm from Andhra, Piduguralla, Guntur district.
Okay, Piduguralla, Guntur district. Okay. Nice. Next, Shiva.
I'm Shivanand from Bangalore. So I've been seeing the Facebook posts of no oil, no boil. It's very fascinating. So I wanted to know more details about the program. And it's like a very good thing to see a restaurant opening in the name of no oil and no boil. So I'm very much interested to know more details.
Okay. All right. So Neha, after a long time, we met in OFYT, Uta from your Tota in Bangalore.
Yes. Shrekanth, how are you?
I'm doing good. Nice to see you, Neha.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Neha. I'm also from Bangalore. So I have been following Shrekanth. I keep seeing your status updates and really want to learn good things from you. We want to learn raw food and, as you said, no oil, no boil concept. So looking forward to learn a lot of things.
Thank you, Neha. Soumya.
Hi, Shrekanth. I'm from. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sure. Sorry.
Yeah, I am from Bangalore. So I keep seeing your status, and my son is fan of your son. So every day he wants to see your son's status, what he puts, what he does, and all. So I am happy that he has inclination towards eating natural way, doing natural things. So I should be thankful for you for that. So basically, I'm looking because I'm a raw vegan. Like most 80%, I take raw food. So that is the reason. But the problem with me is I never do anything attractive food. I'll just make a smoothie and just drink it off, or just make a juice and drink it off. I never make it attractive. So for my son, I was just looking like how to make it more presentable. So that is what I'm looking forward from this course.
Wow. So you've set your expectations. What is that you're gonna, what is that you've come to expect from this? Well, this is going to be an introduction session. The course is going to start on 16th of this month. So yeah. So okay. So I think I should start noting down all the expectations, if at all you have any expectations. Right. So over to you, Swati.
Hello, Shrekanth sir and Shivakumar sir. I'm Swati from...
Don't call me sir.
Okay. And I'm Swati from Dubai. So I got introduced to your cooking and your style through my friend Selvi, who has attended a couple of your classes. And she keeps sending me all the, recipe food that she has learned from your class. So that has inspired me to take up a session with you. Yeah, that's it. So I just want to, I would like to learn more about raw cooking and raw food, but not very sure about this 48 days program as such, because we have a lot of non-veg also at home. So I don't know how I'll be able to, change the complete diet to from not only being a vegetarian diet, but to also raw food. So let's see.
Okay, sure. Artina, you there?
Hi. Hi, Shrekanth. Hi, Shivakumar. How are you?
Fine.
We've been talking a lot. I've been talking to Shivakumar sir since a few weeks, and to Shri sir also a few days now. I also have the same. Hi. I also have the same hope that, I want to learn raw cooking and making it interesting, because I like to incorporate more raw food, not just for myself, but for my entire family. And then, of course, would like to inspire others also into it. But, it's one step at a time. You have to first be an example. So I've been doing this for a few weeks now, mostly smoothies and just salads, but it's boring, as another participant just rightly said, especially, if you want to do it for long. So I'm so curious to learn how Shivakumar sir makes it so interesting that when I see his photos, I'm like, how is it possible, kind of a thing. It's more of a curiosity, but I'm sure he's doing it. That's why you guys are, where you are. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And my husband, he's in a meeting right now, but he's going to join me soon. He also has the same quest that he would like to learn the same thing.
Sure.
Apart from getting good results in terms of, being 48 days in discipline under, someone who knows how to get us there, because then we can always take our journey forward. But, at the moment, we need someone to hold our fingers and make us walk through. So yeah, that's
we're going to hold each other.
Sorry?
We're all learning. You're all learning, so we're going to hold each other.
Yeah, maybe that can also happen. But at the moment, we are looking forward to, first learning how to walk. So there are other fields where we can give each other support. That's true. And hi, everyone. Nice to meet all of you there. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Do we have anyone else? I mean, apart from, I think, all the 7. Okay, we have another person entering the room. Okay. So we just finished our, I'll admit him. Okay. Let him come in. Okay, so we just finished our introduction So we have a new participant entering the room. So we have Kailash. So Kailash, if you can switch on your camera and introduce yourself to all of us. Okay. Is he there? Yeah. Must unmute. Okay. Yeah, Kailash, you can. Okay, there's Kailash and I see someone else. So that's Kailash, little Kailash behind. Okay. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you. So basically the participants here in this session have introduced themselves. Okay, so if you could unmute yourself and introduce. Yeah, can you unmute yourself? Kailash. We can't hear you well.
Hi, sir. My name is Lata.
Lata, okay.
From Hyderabad.
Okay, hi, Lata. So welcome to the session. How did you get to know about this session, Lata? Oh, I think I sent you the link, did I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So, yeah, so we have about a handful of participants. Thank you so much for joining us today for this introductory session on one mandala diet session. So when we say mandala, what do we mean by mandala? So mandala is nothing but, if you look at scientifically, it is a number, the number 48 is one mandala. Now, why do we say 48 is because it comprises of 12 planets, 27 stars, and 7 days a week. So if we sum them up all together, we have one mandala. So there's a age-old saying, old habits die hard and new ones are hard to acquire, isn't it? Now, during this 48 days of mandala diet program, we're going to acquire some new habits. And it's very hard to acquire. Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah. Yeah. Am I audible? I think.
Yeah. Yes. Please continue.
Yeah. Thank you. So there's a saying that, the old habits die hard and the new ones are hard to acquire. Now, we have been following a certain diet system all our life, whatever age we are right now. Through our lives, we've been following a certain practices, a certain diet system, which is very difficult for us to, move away or, change or adapt to a whole new system. Because, things are acquired, it comes with practice. And we go to practice a lot. Now, if we have to wake up every day at, let's say, 4 in the morning and start meditating, and, this is something that we have to practice ourselves, every day we'll have to practice, we'll have to, keep an alarm, remind ourselves, set reminders, set alarms and all of those. And we have to do it through months and months and months or weeks. And then, we get accustomed. And one fine day, if you forget to set an alarm to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, automatically your body would wake you up. So this is how you acquire a particular habit. So having said that, when we have these old habits, it is hard to form. For us, it is difficult to sustain something which is new, sustain on some habits which have just been acquired. We just would have started walking in the evenings, but again, we would have followed it for some weeks and then, it just fades away. Maybe due to lack of motivation, or maybe due to reason. I mean, there should be some compelling reason for us to do something, which is very important for our body, for our lives. So now, what is that compelling reason? Now, we'll put it like this. What is a compelling reason for us to have food every day? something like that. So there has to be some compelling reason, right? So it involves a lot of things like, creating space in the mind. Practice is also needed. So I'll just go through this set of, the checklist, what I've mentioned, at the beginning of this presentation, that we're going to have this 48 diet program. So it's going to be a 7-7-7-7-7 day diet program. So it's going to start on Sunday and it's going to end on Saturday. Every Sunday it starts. Every week it starts on Sunday. It ends on Saturday. So we complete 1 week. So when you mean mandala, it means one full completion. So I've made a small note here. I just read through them. Okay. So just before I read through these notes, I would like to, mention a disclaimer. So this mandala diet is not a therapy. This is not a medication. This is not a treatment. This is not a diagnosis. This is not any of those. And to be honest, I am not a medic. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not a healer. I'm not a, a therapist. Neither is Shiva. Doctor, although he's doctor, he's been awarded Doctor of Letters for his work on raw diet. So that's how he's a doctor, but he has immense knowledge about food, nutrition, and traditional herbs and Siddha medicine. So he's got immense knowledge in it. But although he's got so much knowledge, we don't claim to be doctors or medical practitioners or healers or therapists or whatever. But there are things that over the last few years, at least for me, in the last 5 years, I have learned quite a few things. And Dr. Shiva, he invested his 20 years of his life into this kind of a lifestyle and this kind of a food system. So all his experience. So he's the one who's conceptualized this 48 days mandala program. So all his life, all his 20 years of life of his research has gone into it. And because he's experienced it on his own self, so he's come out with this kind of a diet, which is going to benefit a lot of us. So the disclaimer part is, we don't promise any miracle cure. So we are not curing any ailments here. We're not curing any diseases. We are not curing any illnesses. Okay, but they're going to be addressed by food, by themselves. So we are going to talk about toxin reversal. Detoxification. So how do we detox ourselves, our bodies, our minds? Okay, so because this mandala 48 days diet program will help us to cleanse our body, our physical body, a psychological mind, and also our emotional state of mind. So all these three things are going to be addressed. All right, so why this 48 days? We need time to practice all these, right? So we have certain limitations, isn't it? Physical limitations and psychological limitations. So for us to overcome, we need some kind of space in our mind. So that's the reason why we have this 48 days. So normally there's a saying in Tamil, they say, Virundum Marundum Moonanal. So which means, Virindu means feast. Marundu means medicine. Moonanal. So means, which means whether you have a feast or a celebration at home, or you take medication, it is only for these 3 days. And earlier, the medical practitioners used to prescribe medication just for 3 days. You just take these pills for 3 days and things will be subsided. Now, what does that mean? It means that, if at all you have to deviate from your regular course of action, you are allowed to deviate only for 3 days. For example, if somebody is following a raw diet, like Soumya has mentioned, like Artin has mentioned, right? They follow a diet system. And if at all they have to go in for a cheat diet, they're cheating days. So you are allowed for those 3 days, 3 days in a month or 3 days in a week, you decide. So number three is a magical number, right? So yeah, so virindu marundu 3 naal. So which means whatever you feast on, you're allowed for 3 days. And if at all there is an imbalance in the system, if at all you need medication, so do not take medication for more than 3 days. If the medicine runs more than 3 days, then that means that you are in prolonged illness. So then that means that you are diseased. So you're not at ease. So that's the reason why you enter into mandala. So if a particular illness or if a particular uneasiness does not heal in 3 days, so you put yourself into a mandala. A mandala is the next thing what you can do. There are days like, after 3 you have a 7-day thing, then you have 11-day, then there is a 21-day, then you have a 48-day. So let's say if there is something which is chronic, which has been with us for a long time, which is putting us not at ease, uneasing ourselves, which unsettles us for a long time. So then we put ourselves in this mandala, a 48-day mandala program, where we cleanse our body, we cleanse our mind, we eventually cleanse our soul. And after 48 days, that becomes a part of our lifestyle automatically, because we tend to choose it, because we start to like it, right? So that's about the mandala. So changes happen at physical level, psychological level, and emotional level. So you may not be able to see great changes in 7 days, but definitely you'll be able to, identify the changes happening every 7 days. Because during this mandala program, what we would request you to do is to have a book and a pen handy at all given point of time, so that you can record your observations. So you got to be very much aware of your physical body, your current, the present mind, and also your emotional state of mind. So every information will be documented on your note, and you will not be sharing that with anyone, or even myself or Dr. Shiva. So you will just keep it to yourself and record it on a daily basis. So what is the physical change you have? It could be a normal thing like this, you would have passed stool every day, right? So on one particular day, you would have passed stool twice. So you make a note of it. Okay, I passed stool twice today. On a certain day, you would have passed stool thrice. Make a note of it. On a certain days, you wouldn't have passed. So make a note of it. So you will make detailed observation of yourself, because this is very important. Anything you do in your life, whatever objectives that you have, your mental objectives, the ideated objectives that you want to grow in life, you want to achieve this, you want to achieve that. So whatever you have in your life, ultimately you need a physical body to experience the state of success, the state of being where you want to be, right? So if you have to become something, you got to be something. So you got to be healthy, and then when you drive yourself towards those aspirations, you need to have a healthy body to experience that. So every single day we will document the physical changes which is happening because of this food, the thoughts that manifest in our minds, the kind of thoughts that arrive in our mind, and the emotional changes that happen to us. Okay, we have another participant from Gurgaon. Indian stretchable time, sorry. Right, so I have to keep on watch on the monitor also. Right, so every day, so you need to record these information, because changes happen momentarily, changes happen secondly, changes happen every minute, every hour, every week, every day, every week, and every month. Changes keep happening, and change is the only constant variable in life, right? So we have planned this mandala diet in a division of 7. So we have this, divided into 5 phases. So the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth phase, and each phase will have 7 days. Okay, so 7 days is the key there. So the first phase consists of 1 week, which is a 7-day phase. The second phase is a 2 7 days phase. So you have 2 weeks in the second phase. The third phase, you have 1 week, which is again a 7-day. Then the fourth week, you have 3 weeks, a phase of 3 weeks. So you have 7, 7, and 7 days. And on the fifth phase, you have 1 week, which is 7 days. So how is it planned? During the first 7 days, you have the body, which we'll give you diet which supports the physical system. It could be an ordinary cleansing thing, detox cleansing. You'll start cleansing your body. You'll go through a 7 days cleansing, because whatever you have accumulated over many years, it would have got deposited in the system. And surprisingly, if you know, our colon, the gut, you might have some food deposits, some food deposits there on the walls of that colon, which has been deposited for the last 20 or 30 years. I mean, you'll be surprised. There's still remnants there. So how do you bring it out? How do you get it out? Okay, off the topic. When a person dies, okay, I don't know how many of us have observed, when you are right near the body, okay, after a few hours, you'll see the person's body, vomiting, the person's body passing stool and urinating. You would have, I don't know how many of us have seen that, but I've seen it. My dad's body, okay, so the body excretes all the waste. It'll bring out all the feces out. It'll bring out all the urine out. It'll bring out all the mucus and everything out. Sorry. So which means the body always wanted to keep itself pure before being born and after leaving the body. So whatever waste is there, it just pushes out of the system and it comes into the world. And whatever waste is there, okay, it removes from the system and it integrates into the nature, into the soil. I don't know how many of us have observed this. So this is a fact.
Yeah,
so for such a body, sorry, can you please go on mute, please? Yeah. So for this particular body, the first phase, you need 7 days to support your physical body so that changes can be seen, changes can be felt. So this is the first 7 days. So any disturbances, any psychological disturbances or emotional disturbances that may happen, that would definitely happen in the 7 days once the cleansing activity starts. During meditation, when we meditate, you get a lot of thoughts. So and we always try to stop thinking about them, and we'll be focusing on meditation. We keep focusing, isn't it? Now, when you start meditation, your mind will start detoxing. So it will start putting the thoughts out. So just before putting the thoughts out of its system, it will just put it in your mind screen, and then it will put it out. So before deleting a file, you have a notification on your screen saying that, are you sure you want to delete this? It is the same thing what the mind does. So when you close your eyes, the whole new world opens up. So that's when the detox happens. So now if you start suppressing your mind, saying that, no, I'm not going to think on this, I'm going to focus on my breath. It's not going to happen like that. So it will take time for it to come out of your mind. So a mental detox happens. So anything, what happens to you, you cannot stop it. You shouldn't be stopping it. Like, let's say if you have an urge to urinate, how long can you hold it? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours? Can you really hold for 2 hours? What happens if yourself? You will not be able to. So we just, wherever we are, we just, urinate. The same thing, we can't hold a stool, right? How long can we hold? We can't hold for more than 10 minutes, can we? 20 minutes, even if you are really good at holding yourself until you find the washroom, nearest washroom. Let's say if you're not unable to hold, what happens? It just pushes itself out. The same thing is with vomiting. The same thing is towards hunger. The same thing towards urges, the mortal urges that we have. So nothing should be controlled. So you have a sensation of urination, go ahead, urinate and come back. You have a sensation to pass stools, go pass stools and come back. So vomiting sensation, go vomit, get it out and come back. Because the more we suppress, the more it will build up and explode. So this is the idea. So we are not going to suppress our body, physical body. We are not going to suppress our psychological state of mind. We're not going to do that. So we're just going to let it flow. Let the thoughts come, let it flow. We'll be in the flow. Okay. And whatever emotional outbursts that we might experience during this 48 days, we just let it happen. Because only when you get extremely angry is then you will observe, your mind is calmed down. So that's how it is. So it has to manifest. It has to move out. I mean, it's always momentary, right? So during the first 7 days, the focus is on physical body. So we're not even talking about the mind. The second phase is of 2 weeks, which is 14 days. The focus here is on the mind, because after 7 days, the mind will start creating negative vibrations. Do you really want to be in the system, Soumya? Do you really want to be in the system? Okay, you just have to excuse. I'll have to switch on the hotspot because there is some issue with the network. Okay, so I've connected to my mobile. There is some fluctuation. I hope you can see me. Can you? Okay. You can't see me.
Can't see.
Yeah. Okay. அந்த டிவைஸை வந்து வைஃபை என்னோட மொபைலுக்கு கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டுங்க. உங்க டிவைஸோட வைஃபை அது வந்து என்னோட மொபைல் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டுங்க. Just have to excuse me. I'm sorry.
பவர் ஃபிளக்சுவேஷன்
பேச முடியலையா? இருக்கா?
ஆஃப் ஆயிடுங்க.
Okay, I am back. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. So we still have a power outage. So yeah, so we were talking about the second phase, which is going to focus on mind. So there are a lot of negative vibrations that we get on the second during the second phase. It'll stop us from following what we are already following something. So we will provide you with information, dietary habits, certain recipes, certain vegetables, which will help you focus on those aspects, which will help you with your mind. Because there are vegetables which are designed in such a way that they will go ahead and affect the mind. So during these 14 days, so your diet will be more focused on the mind. It will be calming, it will be relaxing, so it will be soothing. So that is which happens. So once you calm down your mind, you have a subtler mind, then you start working with your subconscious mind. So there will be a 7-day, which is the third phase, a 7-day preparation for your subconscious mind to open up. So after that, then you go get into 21 days. Now, 21 days is a very important phase, because whatever you do now, this is the phase where you will start accepting things. You adapt to change. Excuse me, when the Zoom is connected here as well. Okay. So yeah, this 21 days phase. So it's going to be a 3-week phase, 7 days each, and 21 days phase, where any habit that you develop, it actually takes 21 days. And this is also mentioned in many of these books, which talks about the secret. How does your mind manifest in front of you? Let's say if you focus on a particular thought, let's say if you want something in your life, and you keep on thinking over and over it for 21 days, the universe will adjust itself and it will manifest in your life. So these 21 days are very important. Then there is going to be a guaranteed change in your lifestyle, guaranteed change in the way you think, guaranteed change in the emotional state of your mind. And then the last 7 days, the phase 5. So that's a completion process. So anything you start, you go through a completion. So you start with a 7-day cleansing and you go with a 7-day completion. So once you completion do that is more like, like when you, let's say when you say thank you, why do you say thank you? If you have to thank someone, why is that you thank someone? So why is that you express gratitude to someone? And when is that you express gratitude to someone? When something is complete, when completion happens. So that's when you become thankful, right? To that person who would have helped you with some completion of something, it could be completion of a job, work, could be completion of a thought, completion of anything. You say thank you, you express your gratitude. So that is the phase, which is phase 5. Right? So that's about what is mandala. All right. So, and how we are going to deal with this is, so we're going to divide this into 777 days. So week by week, week after week, we'll keep on giving you the schedule for the next week. Let's say if the week starts on Sunday, and Sunday is going to be 2 or 3 days from today. So what we'll do is we'll give you the schedule on Thursday or Friday. So you take the schedule and you follow it through Sunday to Saturday. And before Saturday, again on Friday, we'll give you another schedule for the next corresponding week. So which means that you will have the schedule on hand on what you got to do for the entire week. Now, before we could give you the schedule, you might have some questions like this. Now, what if I am following a certain diet system, given by the Mandala program, and I am already accustomed to a previous diet system, and I'm the only person who's cooking food for the family. Now, how do I go about it? I can't cook 2 meals, one for the family and one for myself separately. So it's going to be a very difficult situation for me. So here, what I would like to tell you is, before we start this particular plan, we would require your data, your information. Like, we will take your information in terms of your name, your date of birth. Yes, you heard it right. Your time of birth, your nakshatra, your physical state of mind, your psychological state of mind, your emotional state of mind. Are you under medication? If so, what medication are you on? And so we will take all that detail so that nothing has been hampered. And the kind of diet plan what we give you, will give you so that anyone can eat it. I mean, we will not ask you to go to Himalayas and get Sanjeevani and make a soup out of it. Definitely not. So whatever is locally available in your area, you'll get that, and you'll cook food, and you'll cook for everyone in the family. So even they will have it. But what it does to you is different. So let's say, for example, I have a mango, and I have Shiva eating mango. So let's say I have one particular mineral which is deficient in my body, and Shiva has got another type of mineral which is deficient in the body. But we'll eat the same mango from the same tree with probably the same weight, with the same nutritional value. We consume. You know what happens? Magic happens. My body would absorb the required mineral which is needed for my body from that mango. And Shiva's body would absorb the required nutrition, the required minerals from that mango. That's how it works. So you would have cooked the same food. Now, this is how it is. If you don't believe, if you don't believe, you just take this instance. In a family, everyone eats the same food, isn't it? Everyone eats the same food. When everyone is eating the same food, everyone's body should be the same. And assuming everyone is eating food at the same time, right? Because we are social beings, right? So everyone is eating food at the same time, and everyone is eating probably, more or less the same quantity, but same nutrition, same minerals, everything is the same. But why is that one of us is slightly, built, more than the other? Why is that one experiences more emotions than the other? Why is that one has, the digestive system, okay, one will face constipation, one won't, right? We are eating the same food, by the way. So the same food, what has been cooked in the house, will work differently on different bodies, because our bodies are so unique. Okay, we don't have the same thumb impressions, finger impressions, right? Fingerprints, anyone, anywhere in the world. So we are so unique. I can't see a person, I will not be able to see a person having the same fingerprint like mine anywhere in the world. I will not find the same, a person with the same retina image anywhere in the world. I cannot find another person with the same dental profile. It'll be different. Mine is different, and it's unique. I'll not find this a person who has got the same dimensions of my nose. It's going to be different. I will not have any other person with the same set of ear and its dimensions anywhere in the world, right? And you can mention the internal organs as well. I'll not find another person with the same dimensions of my lungs, heart, digestive tract, kidneys, and whatnot. So every body, every individual, every organism is so unique. It cannot be the same. So when you design a particular medication, right, you cannot design it. Let's say, okay, you take this, I'm going to test it on mammals, I'm going to test it on rodents, and I'm going to make it available to the whole world and it's going to suit everyone. No, it doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry, but this is how it is. This is the hard reality. Each one of us is so different. We are so unique, right? So I cannot be you. You cannot be me, right? So we are unique by ourselves. So, but what we can do is, I mean, the same food, I mean, we are talking about the same food, what we are eating at home, we'll do different things to different people in the house. So that it's the same thing because we have a unique composition, right? So when we have this unique composition, it would take time for us to, get adjusted with that composition. So when you have a question that, okay, when I'm cooking food for myself, I will not be able to manage my family. Say that's not at all an issue. You will prepare, like, let's say if we ask you to bring home bottle gourd and prepare bottle gourd curry, assuming. So you prepare bottle gourd curry, all your family members will eat as a meal. But for you, it will work on a different level altogether. So it will work on a different dimension. But for them, it will work on a positive front. It will not have, I mean, no vegetable will have any negative effect. So bottle gourd, when they eat, it's going to help them with their whatever nutrition or minerals that they require for their body is been absorbed by the bottle gourd. But for you, it's going to happen in a different way. So each and every plan, each and every day, whatever you follow, I mean, the vegetables, what has been given, prescribed by ourselves, will work differently for you. It's going to work differently for them, but it is not going to cause any adverse effect. So we will not ask you to create a different dish altogether. Only you could eat. Anyone in the family can eat it. Okay, so that is how we're going to provide you with this system. So what kind of food are we going to prescribe? So in Tamil, there's different types of food practices. We say Saivam, Sutta Saivam, Maha Saivam. So Saivam means vegetarian, general vegetarian. Vegetarian as in when you venture out, you see a vegetarian restaurant, it says vegetarian. Yeah, so you will have animal products, you will have honey, you'll have milk, you have curd, you have buttermilk. Yeah, but still it is considered as vegetarian. So Saivam is that. So it's a vegetarian diet. Then there is something called a Sutta Saivam, which is pure vegetarian. Now, pure vegetarian will not have animal products. So pure vegetarian will not have milk, will not have milk products and animal products like honey. So there's another thing called as Mahasaivam. So Mahasaivam will not have, this is whole food plant-based diet. So it's a different diet. It's beyond pure vegetarianism. And then beyond that, we have living food, food with life in it. Then we have natural food, food which is available in its natural form. So what do we mean by food? Anything which is consumable in its natural form and which can convert into energy instantaneously. Now, if I have to tell you a story, let's say we all watch Nat Geo. We watch a deer grazing grass, right? I mean, this is a regular, I mean, just for an example. So we see a deer grazing in a particular frame. And they show us, there's a leopard, waiting to hunt it. So the leopard leaps forward and the moment it senses danger, the deer springs into action. It runs very fast, right? So it keeps it runs as fast as it could to escape, the leopard. Now let's say hypothetically the deer escapes from the leopard. Now what does it do after escaping? It'll just look around if there is any threat around, and if it senses no threat, no danger, it'll get back to grazing. It'll start eating whatever it likes. Now imagine the same situation with a human being. Now you have a banana leaf in front of you, and you have rice, you have sambar, you have poriyal, you have rasam, you have puti, you have payasam, you have vada, you have appalam, you have everything possible. You have your salads and you have your salad dressing, everything, your urga, your pickle and everything, right? Now I'm talking about a South Indian dish. Now we have someone connected from the North India as well, Veni, from Gurgaon. Let's say you have your roti, chawal, pulao, and all of that, sabji, dal, and all of that, curry. So all you have, and let's say in your thali, you consume, you're halfway through it. And let's say a wild dog, comes and start chasing you. I mean, how would you save yourself? I mean, would you be able to spring into action and run as fast as you could? You will not be able to, isn't it? Because the food, what you're eating is not meant for yourself. We have adapted food of the of other living beings. The greens are meant for insects and birds, right? The legumes are for birds, right? We process that food. So there is no life force in it. There is no prana in that. So it will not be able to convert into energy, and it's not food. So anything which is available in its natural form, natural food, when you mention natural food, any food which is available in its available form and converts into energy instantaneously. So when you eat natural food is something like your vegetables, your greens, your fruits, what you eat in natural form, your nuts, which you can eat it in its natural form. So there's natural food. And then you have fireless cooking, no oil, no boil kind of cooking style, which is invented by none other than Dr. Padayal Sivakumar. So in his concept, he designed the no oil, no boil kind of a concept in such a way. He's the creator. How he did it is wherein, see, you will not, just like Soumya and Artina have mentioned, that it's too boring to have smoothies and salads on a daily basis, right? So you need some change, right? So you need something like, which looks like an idli, okay, but it is not cooked like an idli, okay? It looks like an idli, but not cooks like gets cooked like an idli. But when you eat that idli, it should taste like an idli, right? So the look factor is there, the taste factor is there, the nutrition factor is also there. So he made sure that all his 2000 recipes, whatever he's invented in the last 20 years, he's ensured that it has to look great, it has to taste better, and it has to provide you with great nutrition. So that's how you have each and every recipe of it. So he's done juicing, milkshakes, salads, he's done puriyals, he's done rasam, scooter, and whatnot. He's done many types of sambar. He created rice recipes, then vada, paniyaram, laddu, you name it, he's done it. And recently he's done gulab jamun, which tastes like gulab jamun. Okay, we are still testing it. So, I mean, uncooked, can you believe it? I mean, so these are the things that, which are possible in no oil, no boil. So we will be sharing you with those recipes, right? Then you'll come, then there's going to be a fruit diet involved, then divine herbs and flowers. How would you make use of herbs? Herbs which are available, locally. If they are not available, then we'll ask you to switch over to greens. Flowers which are available, whatever flowers are available in your local area, you can make use of those flowers. You can make a squash, you can make a milkshake, you can make a juice, you can juice them, you can make tea out of them. So those recipes will be shared. And vegetable therapy. Would you like to share more light on vegetable therapy? Yeah. So I would want Shiva to share more light on vegetable therapy. காய்கறிகள் 12 காய்கறிகள் vegetable therapy என்ன சஜஸ்ட் பண்றோம் அந்த vegetables so there are 12 one of the therapy. Yeah. So there are 12 vegetables which are there, each vegetable is aligned to one particular planet. Okay. So there are 12 vegetables, and there's going to be a vegetable therapy. Each vegetable is going to, everyone is going to eat the 12 vegetables. Okay. So there's going to be on a particular or on a specific day, it's going to work on a different energy level. Then we have dry nuts, dry fruits, seeds. Then you have a session on probiotics. How do you make probiotics? Why do you need probiotics? And how does probiotics help you in treating your gut? Right. So this is how these are the aspects of the schedule, you know, the 48 days mandala schedule. And then coming to the rules and regulations. Okay, so we'll go with this rules and regulations. Let's say there's no rules and regulation. I'm just saying any diet except non-vegetarian can be followed by yourselves. Now, when you're taking this mandala system, when you are in this mandala program, so you can be on any diet. So whatever diet that you are currently in, you can just follow that. You don't have to adapt a new diet system, because this is going to be a regular diet program for you, where we will include some vegetables, some herbs, some flowers into your diet. That's it. So you're going to cook as normal as you could. Let's say you're a South Indian, you're making sambar. We'll ask you to make use of this a particular green and make sambar out of it. So you make that sambar, you have it. Now, if you're in North India, then we'll say you take this bhaji and you make a sabji out of that, and done. So that'll be taken care of. So whatever is available locally, we'll make sure that it is available. And people who are living abroad, like we have people connected from Bahrain, we have people connected from Thailand. So you have to inform us what all vegetables or greens or flowers are locally available, so that we could provide you with things which is going to be helpful for you. And this is not going to be like this session is not going to be like that, you know, we're going to create a WhatsApp group and we're going to send the recipes like that. It doesn't work out like that. We're going to send it individually, because we're going to take your personal details, you know, like your nakshatra, your time of birth, your date of birth. All right. So based on that, you're going to design your diet plan, and it's going to be customized to you, personalized to you. So although it is personalized for yourselves, but your family members also can eat it. So it's not going to harm them in any which ways. So if you are under any medication, if you are taking some medicines for whatever ailment that you have, you can continue to take that medication. There is absolutely no restriction. Okay. And this diet plan is designed for each individual based on their birth star and health condition. So that doesn't mean that, you know, you cannot share this diet with your family members. They can have it. But if they want something magical to happen in their life, then, you know, their information is also needed. Okay. So this diet program will not have any side effects, because we are not giving you any medication. There is no medicines. We are not giving you any treatment. So this 48 days mandala program is not a treatment. It's not a therapy. It's nothing. I mean, it's just that, you know, we are following a set ritual, you know, for 48 days to ensure that, you know, we experience well-being, you know, we be in the state of well-being, and there'll not be any side effects, and you can disengage and re-engage during these 48 days. Let's say due to some issue, let's say you might be experiencing some mental detox, that you didn't want to continue this mandala program for a couple of days, and you disengage yourself from this diet program, and you want to re-engage. We'll not say that, okay, since that you've disengaged yourself, you're not allowed to re-engage. Yes, you can re-engage. So you can anytime, you know, disengage yourself as well as re-engage yourself, and then be in this 48 days mandala program at any given point of time. Okay, great results can be experienced only if you align yourself to this 48-day ritual. Okay, diet system. So you have to inform us if you decide to disengage yourself or re-engage yourself. So we should know, so that, I mean, if you want to disengage yourself for a few days, please inform us. It'll be nice. And if you want to get back into the diet system, you have to inform us again. So any change, either physical, mental, emotional, or behavioral change, should be documented and informed to us, because it's going to help us work with you on a personal level, because this is going to be an individual, personalized plan. So if you expect, I mean, you have to expect there are going to be proper detox symptoms that you will experience. You will experience physical detox, mental detox, emotional detox. All these things will happen. So let us know. Depending upon the severity of detox, we will administer certain changes. I'm not scaring you guys, but it's just that, you know, it will happen eventually because we are growing and we are moving towards being a better person. So if we have to become something, we have to be something. So this is the state of being. So let's be what we have to become, right? So yeah, any changes, like, you know, if someone is menstruating, if someone is pregnant, you know, you have to let us know so that we can design the diet in that particular fashion, right? So based on your birth star, nakshatra, and your moon cycles. So pretty much that's all I have. So I've planned to, you know, take this session until 11:15. So that brings me to the end of the session. And $1 million question: what is the fee? Right? So since this is going to be a personalized thing, which will run up to, you know, 5 phases, right? So it's going to be a 7-week program, and every day we're going to have a talk. We're going to have a session on Zoom every day. So why we're going to have a session on Zoom is because we want you guys to be logged in. I'll tell you what time we're going to be logged in, maybe during the day or comfortably when everyone is available. So we'll fix a time and we'll log in to Zoom and we'll sit for about 15 minutes to half an hour. That is more than sufficient. So we'll have our reflections, we'll share our experiences, and whatever tip for the day has to be given, and preferably in the morning time would be better. So we'll give you a tip for the day and you just follow it, and it'll be nice, you know, when we have other people also, you know, logged in, or we can have a common platform where all of guys are logged in together in the Tamil session, and you can also ask questions in English and we will be able to translate. I mean, we can do that as well if you are willing to. Otherwise, we'll have a separate session separately for, you know, people who speak English and understand English. Yeah, so we can do that as well. Right. So every day, 15 minutes to half an hour session on Zoom, just to keep ourselves motivated, because we are a team. We can work together as a team. We like to keep ourselves engaged and, you know, keep motivated and keep going. After all, we are all you know, social beings, right? So that is going to happen. And yeah, so since it's going to be a personalized plan, the fee structure is like this. The cost for this particular 48 days Mandala program is 15,000, 15,000, 15,000, 15,000, 15,000, 15,000. Right? So the last day for receiving this payment is 6th of May, is what we have thought. But yes, we can give you a little time, because I know this session should have been on 1st of May. Okay. So, and we give you time for procurement and purchase of materials, you know, things like grains. So we would want you to source whatever is needed, like grains, pulses, spices, your vegetables locally, as much as possible, because we don't want you to come back to us and say that, okay, I want you to send me these, because we want to reduce, you know, carbon footprint, you know, our carbon footprint. So logistically speaking, we would want you to source anything which is available locally. If there are certain ingredients which we send you and you think is not available locally, then you can inform us. We can have it sent across to yourself, and that's a last resort. Yeah, so purchase and procurement has to be completed by 10th of May. By 10th of May, we are going to complete all the purchases what we require for the 48-day program. You're not going to purchase in bulk. You're going to just purchase for the next corresponding week. That's how we're going to do, right? Because we're going to start our session on 13th of May. By 12th, we'll complete the procurement of item max. And by 13th will be our first class. 13th, I said 16th, we're going to start the diet program. But on 13th, we're going to have a small session on why cleansing is important. So we're going to talk about cleansing the system, cleansing our physical body, cleansing our mind. So why cleansing? What are the methods of cleansing that we are going to adopt? So for that, we're going to have a short and sweet session on 13th of May. If you want to make a note of it, you can please make a note of it. If you have a notepad on your laptop, you can make a note of it. Or if you want to make a note of it on a small piece of paper or a book, please feel free. Again, we're going to send this information anyways on WhatsApp to you. So 13th of May is going to be our first session on cleansing. And 14th of May, we're going to start our first cleansing process. So we'll start the cleansing process on 14th as well as 15th. So 14th and 15th will be the cleansing process, 2-day cleansing process. And after 2-day cleansing process, on 16th of May, 6 a.m. local time. So if you're in Bahrain, 6 a.m. local time. If you're in Thailand, 6 a.m. local time. If you're in Singapore or New Zealand, 6 a.m. local time, you're going to start your diet program. And the 48-day Mandala program would end on 4th of July. That's the day, freedom. You can experience freedom. And by the way, July 4th is Independence Day celebrated by the US, isn't it? So 4th of July is the day you complete your Mandala program. So that's going to be your 48 days. And actually, it's going to be more than 48 days. The 48 days count will start from 16th of May till 4th of July. But we're going to spend a lot of time with ourselves from the 13th onwards. So you might have any questions. Feel free to get in touch with us. We will revert to you. And because we're going to work with each one of you personally on an individual level. So this is going to be 15,000 payment upfront. For some people, now we thought like we'll have it on a sliding scale from 15,000 to, on a 20,000 or something like that on a sliding scale. But then we decided let's keep it as minimal as possible. So some of us have already called us and they've informed us that 15,000 is okay. It's of value. And for some, it is challenging. So if you think paying 15,000 is challenging, then you can split in 2 installments. You can pay like half now and half at the time of starting the session, or maybe a week after that. You can split it in 2 or 3 installments. So that is possible. We are flexible. In case you feel that, you still cannot go ahead and make such a payment, then please let us know. We can come back to you and, inform you. Maybe you can pay something like 3,000 now, and every week for the next 6 weeks, you can pay 2,000 and you can get the schedule for the next week. So something like that we can work out. So you can feel free. And if you have any questions, I'm done for the day. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So Shiva is also there. So Shiva will also be able to answer your questions if at all you have any. You can unmute yourselves. Do you have any questions? You can type in the questions. If at all you are not willing to come online. I remember what my teacher used to tell me in school.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask you something. In the detox phase, do we do any kind of a fast, or do we eat regular but you add some herbs? How does it go?
There is also an element of fasting, but fasting is not a compulsion because not many are used to fasting.
Will fasting be a part of this Mandala program?
Yes, fasting is also there as a part of this Mandala program, but we would want you to fast because when you fast, you could see great results, physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, spiritually. There's going to be a lot of benefits. I experienced that because I nowadays I started fasting. I'm fasting short periods. I'm not fasting as long as you. I mean, you did like 22 days of dry fasting. It's like crazy. So
Not dry, water fasting.
Water fasting, yeah, water fasting. 22 days is like a big number for me. So yeah, but recently I got to know that
I did 23 days.
23 days. Wow. Oh,
but it
good.
was an amazing experience, and I'm quite excited about the fasting if it's a part of the program.
I just completed my 3 days of dry fast, in which I broke my fast on the second day evening. I broke my fast, and then I went into a fruit fast. And I said, okay, fine, let me not do this. Let me continue. So, because I had some things that I had to deal with physically, right? So that's the reason why I had to break my fast. But yes, good. But tomorrow again, I'm fasting for 2 days or 2.5 days or something like that.
Yeah, actually, recently, both me and my husband have been fasting dry or water on the Ekadashi days. So that's also been great. And what we try, sometimes when I started fasting on the Ekadashi, I went on fasting for the next 2 days if I felt I was okay and I didn't have, big appointments to go outside and I could rest, because that's important too when we're fasting. So that's been on and off very good. In fact, in the last 1 year, my husband with on and off has lost 15 kilos by just these small changes. And I've lost also and it's fat loss. It's not weight loss, which is more important, because people keep talking about weight loss, but what we have to look at is fat loss.
It's also the toxin build, which gets accumulated in the system, gets lost when you fast.
Yeah, because all the toxins are in our fat, right? So when the fat loss happens, the toxins loss obviously happens.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically that will be there. Okay, that was one of my questions, and maybe we'll have others ask something.
Yeah, please. If others, it would be nice to see you guys asking questions rather than hearing you guys asking questions. So Jatin, welcome. Voshal, welcome. You were late. But Voshal, I think we'll have this recording made available for you. You can take a look at it. So how's it going, Jatin? You're back in Visakhapatnam.
Hi. Hello. Hi, how are you? It was a really nice experience in Himachal. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, Jatin, I'll make this video available so that you can
Sure. Sure.
And, yeah, in case you have any questions, you can always ask.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyone else with some questions? We can go. Otherwise, we can go ahead and end the session.
Thank you, Mr. Srihan.
Thank you so much, Somu.
Yeah.
Nice.
Catch up.
Yeah, catch you up later.
Thank you, Shrekanth sir.
Thank you
I'll
so
meet
much.
you personally. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll those who wanted to know about the payment information, I'll be sending you a message on WhatsApp. If you just ping me on WhatsApp, I'll send you the message.
Okay,
and you can go ahead and make the payment, and we can start the session. Right.
I have another question. The no oil, no boil. How much of the learnings we'll have through this Mandala program? Like, how many ways would we learn how to cook or not cook that way?
Yeah, so we will not be able to commit the number of recipes that we are going to tell you, because it all depends upon what your birth star is, and depending on that, maximum we will be integrating no oil, no boil recipes, because the first 3 weeks will be cooked and partially cooked weeks. So first 2 or 3 weeks will be cooked, properly cooked and partially cooked. And then the next corresponding 4 weeks, we will slowly integrate the diet and bring in no boil and no oil and no boil recipes. So yes, we will give you as many recipes as possible, because we have to anyways integrate that into your system. So yeah. So
but what if some of us are already eating a lot of raw? Can we start off with more no boil, no oil in the right way, or we have to also do the same way?
So for you, Artina, as we discussed 2 days ago, since you're already on raw, you're on a right track. So we will design your diet in a way that you don't get disturbed from that, and you keep continuing in that raw diet. Because when you are eating fresh, you think fresh, and you feel fresh, you be fresh. So yeah, if at all you want to change, then you can come to the no oil, no boil kind of thing, where you can make use of certain, I mean, those are going to be uncooked. So you're still going to be feeling fresh and nice, except for, the beaten rice. But that's fine. That's fine. That'll be taken care of. No worries. It's going to be fine.
So my husband is asking, because he also would be joining the program, that the final objective would be to be able to eat no oil, no boil kind of a meal, or to be totally on raw plant-based.
The final objective of this particular program is to live a toxin-free lifestyle.
Which is?
A chemical-free lifestyle, not depending on chemicals, harsh and harmful chemicals out there, and trying and understanding our body. You see, after this, during this 48 days, you'll rigorously follow the diet, the food practices that we prescribe. And after 48 days, you will become so wise, and you with all that wisdom in you, that you would decide for yourself what you got to do. You will decide, because you are documenting each and on your note, and by the end of 48 days, you will become an expert for your own self, and you decide what kind of diet system that you got to follow. Number one. Number two, the objective is that, where
the question that I think he wants to ask is that, is the no oil, no boil actually a lifestyle, which is what you're, going to teach us? Or is that just to have those treat meals or cheat meals?
You could take it in either which ways. If you want it as a complete replacement, you can take no oil, no boil as a replacement. If you want to make use of no oil, no boil as a cheat meal stuff, yes, you can do it. But it actually works great when you take it as a cheat meal stuff, right? But I would say, அதான் நம்ம வந்து நோ ஆயில் நோ பாயில் வந்து அதுதான் உணவா இருக்கணுமா, இல்ல நம்மளோட உணவு வந்து பழங்கள் எப்பவுமே இயல்பாவே எந்த மாதிரி உணவா இருக்கணும்ன்ற மாதிரி தான் கேள்வி.
இயல்பா
நம்ம வந்து ப்ரோமோட் பண்றது, என்ன இந்த
இருக்கும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை, இருந்தா இருக்கலாம். பட் twice a day better.
So, yeah, so this no oil, no boil will be your inclusive diet. Although we promote it, you would say make it as an inclusive diet along with your fresh food. Yeah. So
I mean, like a lunch or a dinner, and then have a lot of fresh foods in between.
Like lunch, it is going to be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because anyway, it's raw, right? So.
Yeah, it is raw. I don't call it raw. Because there is beaten rice in it. I don't call it raw. It's like living food. You can say it's living food. No oil, no boil. It's got life in it. It's got prana shakti in the prana shakti.
One more question. That means it's all cold, right? There's nothing hot in it.
Yeah. Anyways, you're going to eat some soups in your diet. There's going to be some cooked food, some teas and some soups. Some
which can be heated.
Which can be eaten. Some steamed tubers, some steamed legumes, some water vegetables. Yes, some sprouts can be steamed. Yeah, so those are also going to be included. Although Dr. Padayal Siva is a promoter of no oil, no boil kind of a food system, he's also a great cook, by the way. Yeah? So he'll be suggesting some soup recipes, some tea recipes, and some steam, some sautés, right? So that'll be there as a part of your diet program.
One last question from my end, and then I finish, is like, all his recipes, are they just South Indian taste food with all coconuts and all, or they can be adapted to North Indian food style?
I've been to North India. There are coconuts available in North India. So there's
no, I mean the taste we don't normally add, right?
Yeah. So recently I've been to Rajasthan. So I'm back from Rajasthan. It's been 2 weeks that I'm back from Rajasthan. 2 weeks back from Rajasthan. So I taught quite a few recipes to those people there, and they have included their Mewad masalas into it, and they change the complete, taste aspect from their style. So we will give you a recipe, like a poril recipe, let's say, a South Indian way. You can add your spices, your way of spices, and convert it into a North Indian kind of a recipe.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Any more questions? I think that's about it. And thank you so much for joining us. And it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. You have made my day. And hope to see you all at the start of Mandala program. And even if you don't begin the Mandala program, hope to see you anytime in the future again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiv Kumar and Shri sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.